the 10th anniversary of YouTube, the site revolutionizing what we watch and listen to.
Tough world to break into, and you've done it.
Cool, harsh world. I'm trying to make something happen.
YouTube star Tyler Oakley went from posting videos in his college dorm to a full-blown career on YouTube, and now he even has his own clothing line.
And are you making a good living this way?
It's amazing. My job is to play video games. It's the job that all the parents say will never exist.
With over 1 billion active users and 300 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every minute, YouTube alone has claimed nearly a third of all people on the internet. These numbers are not likely to slow down anytime soon, as watch time on YouTube has gone up 60% with the fastest growth seen in 2 years. In fact, on mobile devices alone, YouTube reaches more 18 to 49-year-olds than any broadcast or cable television network in the world. Even though these numbers are incredible for a site that started out over 10 years ago with this video,
Alright, so here we are in front of the elephants.
it can also be incredibly intimidating for newcomers on the platform who suddenly have to compete with this.
I don't know, just the whole sense of like being in front of a camera and talking, it's awkward, but it also doesn't seem like, oh, I'm being this totally weird person for doing it.
Brian Sullivan is currently a student at the University of Colorado Boulder, studying computer science, neuroscience, and film. Since February of 2016, Brian has uploaded 31 videos to his YouTube channel, Bee Things, that has amassed a little over 2,000 total views and attracted 16 subscribers.
Mostly sort of what started it was I started watching a lot of Lazy Waiter and Vlogbrothers and stuff, and I found that more and more I was spending my free time watching YouTube stuff, and then since I also am interested in making movies and stuff anyway, it was sort of a thing where I gradually was like, you know, I kind of want to do this. And it was also, my mom was like, hey Brian, you should try doing this YouTube stuff. You spend all your time watching it, and you could make it. And I'm like, okay.
Beginning in 2006 with Lonely Girl 15, users have been integrating their personality with the platform and using their YouTube channels as a way to connect with an audience for one reason or another. As a result, these YouTubers have completely transformed the site from a simple video hosting site struggling to compete with Google Video and MSN to a powerful entertainment and marketing tool. For Brian, the focus for his YouTube channel is simple.
Sort of my main focus is to be entertaining and sort of share the things I'm passionate about with other people. So like, I like to talk about comic books and movies and the various things that I spend my time doing. I like to talk about that, make jokes about it.
But for other YouTubers, there are much bigger goals in mind.
My dream is to have an office of like 5 people. We all kind of work and are able to get out videos a couple times a week. And then I'm still able to go out on tour and do shows in like beautiful theaters. Kind of like a mini Walt Disney.
Alex Clark is an animator, comedian, and street performer who has been creating videos for his YouTube channel since 2009. His efforts have resulted in over 420,000 subscribers and over 39 million views. When did you first find your success on YouTube?
6 months ago. It really was. All my friends all my like personal life friends are all like, oh, this is impressive. I wish I could have success like that. Like, what did you do? How do I do it? And they're like super jealous. And I'm like, well, I made videos that nobody watched for 7 years.
Even though success on YouTube is recent, Alex's experience with making comedy videos goes back to his education at Emerson College, which influenced his motivation to start his YouTube channel.
I went to film school. So right away I was a film nerd, you know, camera glued to my face like that. Started watching YouTubers. And I was always into it, and I was like, oh, I don't really have anything to say, which I hear a lot from people. They're like, oh, I'd love to start a YouTube channel, but I have nothing to say. And then I was like, well, I'm just gonna figure out something to say. And I posted videos, and they all sucked. And then I kept going. The thing that really switched it for me was that I saw a cartoon, and I had been doing comedy and stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe I should get into cartoons because that kind of relates to comedy. And so I made one cartoon. I was like, if this does well, I'm gonna buy a drawing tablet, really good animation software. If it doesn't do well, I'm gonna give up. and it did really well.
However, despite the difference in channel size, Brian and Alex both agreed that a large subscriber count isn't always a good thing.
I'm not really one to say that, oh, you have to have X many subscribers to be successful, or you have to have this many views on each of your videos to be successful. For me, it's more sort of like having it so that people are interested and engaged in what you are doing. And even if that's like 20 people, if all of those 20 people are interested and want to participate, I think that's more successful than just sort of, oh look, I have all these views.
When you do a street show, not every person watches. Some people walk by, but I don't care, because those people aren't going to be good audience members. I'd rather wait and get a good audience, that's someone that's going to enjoy what I have, and then do it just for them.
But to find and create that engaged audience, it can be a long and time-consuming process for many content creators, including Alex and Brian, that requires a lot of intrinsic motivation.
It's not just about making the videos at all. It's about, you hear a lot of the bigger YouTubers talk about community and how YouTube's a community. And that's what makes YouTube different from television or movies, is that it's an interactive process. Even if you have 10 subscribers, you should be talking to them all the time in the comments. And the less subscribers you have, the more you should do it. The more you should be like going on people that leave comments, going on their Twitter, following them on Twitter, being friends with them, and creating a community.
I think the biggest real life struggle has just sort of been finding time to do it and sort of finding a balance. Like this summer, I just sort of completely went into this state of like, I don't even know what it was. I just didn't want to do anything. And so it was very frustrating because it's like I didn't want to do anything, and so I didn't make anything, and that made me feel depressed, so I didn't want to do anything. And so I think a lot of my issues have just sort of been reminding myself that I feel good after I've made something.
It was the extensive time commitment of running a YouTube channel that led Gracia Chavez to stop making YouTube videos over 2 years ago.
I think it was shortly after I first moved to Arkansas. I had been making videos when I first got there pretty consistently, and then I got a job at a local restaurant, and it was family owned, so they only had they had a small staff, and I was scheduled to work probably like 45 hours a week, and I was just like, I can't do that and YouTube. And then I started going to school, and I was like, I can't work and school and YouTube. It got left behind, honestly. That's what happened. I just got so caught up in life that I just stopped.
Gracia started her channel in 2013, shortly after the Lizzie Bennett Diaries, an Emmy Award-winning web series created by vlogbrother Hank Green, ended. In honor of the show, Gracia adopted the stage name G. Bennett and named her channel in the same style.
And I was like, that's so fun. I bet I could do that. So then I was just like, okay. And that's, I think, how I started watching YouTube videos just in general. And then I was just like, I could do that, I guess. And I had a nice camera, so I was like, why not? It wasn't anything like trying to gain an audience, because I knew my small audience and I liked that. I think struggle was probably, I just lost my motivation. That's the only reason, probably. And that's what I struggled with when I wanted to return. I was just like, I don't have anything to say. Or I would be like embarrassed too, because when I moved to Arkansas, like if people found out about my videos, I'd be like, oh my god, that guy's never gonna want to date me because my videos are stupid. Which is like stupid, but I was really young, so.
While YouTube has proven itself to be an incredible tool for entertainment and marketing, it appears that the users who have a passion for the platform and are willing to dedicate a portion of their life to it find the most success.
Somebody says they struggle with time, it's definitely just, you have to think about the fact that you have to put the time if it's important to you. And I know that like people like you who work and go to school and do YouTube and have like 4 jobs, obviously YouTube's important to you, or you would do the same thing that I did and just stop.
A lot of people don't know what they want to do, and I think that stops many people from ever doing anything. And anything, all you have to do is, if something interests you, spend some time working on it, playing with it. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm going to devote my whole life to building airplane parts, but if you're interested in airplanes, maybe start going to airplane museums and getting books about airplanes, and then maybe you'll find that you get a job fixing airplanes for the rest of your life. But it's totally okay to like dive into something and realize you don't like it and then go on to something else.
But what exactly makes YouTube so important that people are willing to put in the time, effort, and passion to try and be successful on it? If you ask Google, you'll get over 175 million results about brand loyalty, collaborations, and making the most of your metadata. While these results are important aspects of YouTube, they're not the answers creators and fans of the platform had in mind.
It gives audiences an opportunity to actually genuinely interact with with the media that they're consuming.
It gives you that platform of, hey, I have something to say, or it gives people the option of being like, wow, there's somebody like me out there.
It's important because it gives everyone a voice. It levels the playing field. Totally connects people. That didn't happen with traditional media because, you know, there's gatekeepers and they're mostly just storytellers, but with YouTube you can, I bet you could find someone that lives in a hut in Africa right now and like learn about their life every day.
Everything works together. Sometimes we fight and roast each other for some reason, I don't know why. But in the end, everyone's happy. It's just a great way to use your time. That is it, unless you abuse it. Don't abuse it. But it's just a great thing.
YouTube is important because it gives people who might feel like that they don't belong anywhere else a place to feel like home. If you've gone through some hard times, maybe you don't really get along with people who you know, YouTube is a place that no matter what kind of obscure interest that you hold, you will most likely find it here.
For these creators, YouTube isn't about making the most money or getting the most subscribers. It's about making a connection with a community that cares about the same things they do.
I think that a lot of people either dismiss YouTube still, but I think that it's great. I think it brings a lot of people together. It lets creators have a platform to say whatever they want to say, whether it's through vlogging, short films, music, anything of any sort.
Even though Gracia isn't making YouTube videos anymore, she's found her own way to express herself through another growing online medium. What motivated you to start podcasting?
Oh gosh, this is just like the YouTube thing. I started like becoming obsessed with podcasts, and I was like, oh my god, this is so funny. And then I kept talking to my brother about how I wanted to start a podcast, but I was like, I have no idea. And then one day I just had an idea. I could do a podcast about films that got crappy scores even though they're great. So then I was like, that's a great idea. Like, I discussed it with friends and they were like, that's a really good idea, you should do that. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. But it's different because people can't see you. People don't know you. I don't know, I think it might be harder. Sometimes when I think of myself not being on YouTube anymore and like, am I a failure for not doing, like, continuing, or is there, like, why did I do that, or should I have kept doing it, and is it not a success because I stopped doing YouTube? I don't think about it that way. I think of it as a success anyway, because I learned a lot about myself through YouTube that way. I found my, like, comedic voice, I think, and I made friends with people that I still talk to. I think if I'd kept doing it, I would be at a better creative place now, but there are no regrets, for real.
Brian hopes to continue growing his YouTube channel through experience and exposure to other YouTubers.
The journey's only been 9 months, so it's like, I don't think that I've learned a lot of stuff, but I think there's also a lot that I still need to learn. It's also sort of I don't want to feel like I'm just sort of the not as good version of John Green, or the not as good version of Wheezy Waiter or whatever, or Alex Clark. I want to have it so that I incorporate the parts of what they do that I like while also differentiating myself, I guess.
Meanwhile, Alex is working on expanding his channel and has recently hired another animator to help him produce videos.
One of the hardest things about animation is coming out with content on a regular schedule. And the way to really succeed at YouTube, like the reason Casey Neistat blew up in Markiplier is they can post videos every day, which is easy to do for them because their content is fast to produce. Not that it's bad or anything, it's just the format they chose works well for producing every day. You can't do that with cartoons. So I took a big risk. I'm very excited with how it went. I hired an animator, he's gonna be helping me, so we're hoping to double the amount of content that comes out every month now. And hopefully that will get more subscribers. We'll see. All of my success on YouTube is trial and error. If you go back and watch my first cartoon, I remember the day I made it, I was like, this is awesome, how could anyone make anything better than this? I'm like Disney quality. Now I go back and look at it, I'm like, oh, why would anyone even watch this? It's so bad. You shouldn't look at your videos and be like, I suck because I'm not getting views. That's not what it is at all. There's tons of people that have large amounts of subscribers, and you watch their videos and you're like, what are they doing? I don't like this. And it's not that their stuff is better than you or you suck, like you're awesome. It's just that they found their audience. And so it takes a really long time sometimes to find your audience. For some people they get lucky and it happens really fast. But your videos are good. Even if you have 1 subscriber, you have to believe in yourself and keep going. The audience will come. There's an audience for everybody.
Maybe someday I'll say something that's quotable and I'll like be Walt Disney where you can just like go online and find a whole list of quotes.
I don't know, I just think YouTube's great, and I'm so happy that you still do YouTube.
Ooh, geese. Are those geese?
Yes, those are geese. You don't have geese in Los Angeles?
We do, but not that many.